Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Houston Texans and answering the question if they are contenders or not this season. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure that you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video, as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos that you do not want to miss. And I'll just appreciate it. So, enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into this video. Good bow! Alright, so I'd say their offense, they did actually lose Stephon Diggs, but what they do have is Nico Collins and Tank Dell, and that was the wide receiver duo when the Texans looked super scary in CJ Stroud's rookie season, which was the 2023-2024 season. So we actually could be headed back to that season. And they have Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb. I'm not too sure if Nick Chubb is the same player that he was, but I think they can make him work. Dameon Pierce and Woody Marks. Dameon Pierce is solid. Woody Marks looks solid, so they got their running back situation. They do still have a good QB. He definitely regressed in the sophomore season, but he had a sophomore slump, but should be very good still. Let's actually look at him now. So CJ Stroud this season, he did have 3,727 passing yards, but his touchdown to interception ratio is a little closer because it's 2012 now, and he doesn't even have a top 20 QB rating, so that's a little concerning. And he also got extra sacks and he also has a shorter longest pass, so he definitely regressed. But he's still a very solid player, though, all right? He still has about 63 as his completion percentage. But I don't think he's going to be regressing even more because in his actual, first season, when he had that insane rookie year, his two main receivers were Nico Collins and Tank Dell. ESPN does think that Christian Kirk is wide receiver 2. Personally, I think Tank Dell is actually wide receiver 2 instead. And Nico Collins, he's still a great player. He still was able to get 1,000 1,000 receiving yards in this season. And he still got 14.8 as his average yards per reception. And he still got 7 receiving touchdowns. So he's still quite a good player. He's still a good player, all right? He still can do what he does. Tank Dell, once again, he did go down last season with an injury. Both seasons, he hasn't even gotten to play 15 games yet. But in his time, he has looked like a very solid receiver. He's gotten for his time playing, he's gotten some touchdowns. He was less of a red zone threat, an end zone threat. He was less of that last season, but still a very solid receiver nonetheless. He still can ball. And Christian Kirk is actually a great pickup, so who's actually on in Tank Dell's level. So I think Stroud is going to have something special. And Dalton Schultz is actually still a tight end for the Houston Texans. Very solid player. He is definitely one of the better tight ends that this league has. Now, his seasons, he hasn't really gotten anything like his 2021 season, but he still does good, all right? He still averages one first down per every reception, which is trustworthy out of a target. He's able to get a good amount of receptions out of all of his targets, so that's nice. But the reason he has his lower numbers is because he's not as reliant. See? That's why he's still a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's still actually one of the better tight ends that this league has, but he's not as reliant because of Nico Collins and Tank Dell exceeding those expectations. So this is actually a very solid team. One thing that does throw me off here, that would throw all of us off, I think is definitely this offensive line. It has good players. Cam Robinson's a good left tackle. Laken Tomlinson's all right too. Jake Andrews is solid. Titus Howard's pretty good. Blake Fisher has potential. And for the depth of this O-line, Trent Brown regressed so much. He's not good anymore. But Jarrett Patterson, Juice Scruggs, and Ariante Ersry is on the depth, and Ladarius Henderson is on the depth of this O-line. So it's still solid, but that's definitely going to be a concern. That might be actually why that sophomore slump happened. But still a great player. Their offense is still great. But let's now look at their defense. And there's two pretty solid pieces that they have on their defensive end, which is the left defensive end, Will Anderson, and on the right, they got their defensive end, Danielle Hunter. Will Anderson, absolute beast. 11 sacks. He had 11 sacks. He doesn't get much total tackles, but when it comes to getting those sacks, he racks them up. He had 7 in his rookie year and 11 in his next year. I think he can go for the top. I think he could be a top 5 in that stat, okay? He's actually, really good, okay? He could be top 5 in sacks, total sacks for the season. I think that's definitely what he specializes in. He could improve still. Don't get me wrong. I think it would be nice if he's able to do a little more than that for this Texans defense, and especially for this defensive line and their overall front seven. But he's a great player. He's a beast. He definitely has a lot of physicality when he plays, which I like out of a defensive end. So Will Anderson's definitely a positive of this team. Another positive, Danielle Hunter. He had 12 sacks. All right. That's just insane. Anderson at 11, Hunter at 12. That edge rusher duo, absolutely insane. In his first season, he was great. He's been great all around. Danielle Hunter genuinely could be a Hall of Famer. I'm not even joking. He could be in that conversation. He's forced quite a bit of fumbles in his time. And overall, he's a nice little physical guy, all right? He's also physical, and he's also athletic and speedy. So they definitely got the edge rusher duo. On their linebacker room, it's actually a very good linebacker room. I do like all these guys. EJ Speed gets a lot of tackles, and he's definitely a guy that plays with passion. I like that. Azeez Al-Shaair, he's very aggressive. He's a very aggressive type of guy, and I like that in a linebacker too. And Henry Toto, he's young. He still has some room for improvement. But he's also very good in linebacker too. But one thing I definitely want to talk about is this secondary. Let's first start off with what could be one of the best corners in all of football, Derek Stingley Jr. 5 picks, and he had 18 pass deflects. What a season. And this guy, he has some speed too. And based off all these stats, he can stick to being on the same route and on the same play as all of his opposing receivers, tight ends, or whoever he's matching up against. Stingley is a matchup kind of guy. He also can predict a lot of routes. He's able to get a lot of different types of interceptions. Great player. I like my guy, Derek Stingley, quite a bit. Shockingly great rookie season, Kalen Bullock, another player that got 5 picks. Wow, Texans defense is genuinely one of the best in the league. And this secondary is absolutely insane. He literally doesn't, his stats are actually very similar to Stingley's. He didn't get as much picks, but he's still a great addition, and he proved to be a great addition. So, good job for Kalen Bullock, all right? He's a great player. Man. CJ Gardner-Johnson, 6 picks. He got forced fumble, 12 pass deflects. That was all with Philly, but I am sure he can put up numbers like that in Houston. He's a short but speedy type of guy. He does good on all of his routes. CJ Gardner-Johnson, great player. He definitely had his moments where he's looked like a bad player, but he looked like a bust for his first 2 seasons in New Orleans, but then he got like that 3-pick season right there. Then he got a 6-pick season. Then he got a 1-pick season with Detroit where he didn't do too much. He only played like 3 games, but he then got 16 games and had 6 picks again. He went all out too. Great player. Now, Kamari Lassiter, he was the guy that got humbled by Garrett Wilson in that insane catch. But don't let that fool you. He still was able to get 3 picks, and he actually got a solid amount of some tackles as well. Great rookie season as well. Another pick in the secondary that they landed on. No pun intended. Great player. I like this addition a lot. This secondary is really going to help them. Don't let that play fool you, though. That was only 1 play. He's still able to be a very good corner any other time. Jalen Petre. Wow. Stats don't say too much. Don't get me wrong, all right? Stats don't say a lot. But if you really go to watch his highlights and like all of his tape, Jalen Petre is that guy. And actually got some depth on the secondary too with MJ Stewart, Jimmy Ward, and Jalen Smith. And they got a very good offensive line, special teams with Kaimi Fairbairn, Tommy Townsend, and Damian Pierce and Braxton Berrios as returners. Now, let's go back to the question I mentioned in the intro. Is this team a contender? Yes. This team is definitely a contender. Defense, insane. Offense, looks like it's going to be insane too because based off all the points I've mentioned, it looks like CJ Stroud is going to get back at it. Wow. This team actually looks out. And I'm saying this as a Titans fan, by the way. I don't want this to happen because I'm a Titans fan. But this team's genuinely going to, easily win the South once more. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the Houston Texans down in the comments below. As STTM is now out, see y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!